So to be totally honest with you, as someone who enjoys loving to cook food, what annoys me the most is when I want to look up a recipe and I go to a URL for a particular recipe and I land on the page and I basically have to sit there and read or scroll through what seems like an entire novel about how this particular recipe creator's grandmother prepared their chocolate chip cookies or their super moist banana bread. And all I'm looking for is to get the ingredients and the instructions to cook this particular meal. I honestly don't need the backstory as to what inspired them to create this recipe.
This is Rossi Bites.
So I decided today I was going to take Firebase Studio, recently released from Google, and see if I could build a recipe extractor app that would basically allow me to put a URL in for a recipe, have it go to that site under the covers, pull out just the ingredients and the cooking instructions, and then give them back to me in a way that I could copy and paste them into a word processing application of my choice. So let's see whether or not this works successfully or not. Check it out. Okay, so here we are at Firebase Studio, and I'm going to put in a prompt asking it to use either Cheerio or Puppeteer to scrape a URL that I give it that is a recipe website, and basically to just extract the ingredients and the cooking instructions from that website and then give it back to me in a nicely formatted, concise way on the front end of my new app. So I'm going to go ahead and click Prototype with AI. And Firebase Studio goes out and basically builds a blueprint, which I really like. And it gives you an idea of what it's going to do to build the app. It gives it a name. It gives you the simple steps that it's going to go through. It shows you what the style guidelines are going to be as far as colors and layout and stuff. So then you just simply either approve this or you could choose to edit it and then say prototype the app. And then Firebase Studio is going to go to work to start coding out the version 1 of this application. One of the things I really love about Firebase Studio is that it will actually let you auto-generate an API key for the Gemini model. So you just simply click auto-generate, and then it will then save that as part of your new app. Okay, so now version 1 of the app is complete, so let's give it a try and see if it works. We're gonna go ahead and open up a new tab and paste in a link here for butter chicken. And as you can see, meet Diana. And we have a really nice, picture showing her butter chicken here. But we also have these annoying videos playing on the right-hand side. We have an ad in the footer. We see things for CVS Pharmacy, all this stuff. All I want is to just get the recipe. Now we're getting into pictures of the ingredients. It's just, give me just the recipe. So as you know, most sites have the jump to recipe option. And when you click that, it goes down to what you're looking for. On a mobile device, however, this often reloads and refreshes constantly while you're in the middle of reading things. So I'm really hoping that this app will work. So let's go ahead and paste in that URL and say extract recipe. Nope. That is not what this recipe calls for. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell Firebase Studio that this isn't actually visiting the URL and scraping the actual recipe data, and ask it to fix that. And in this case, I'm reminding it too that I asked it to use either Cheerio or Puppeteer or Beautiful Soup to scrape the data. So you see that it's going to go through and update the package JSON file. It's going to go in and update the recipe scraper component. Okay, so it looks like our app is back up again. Let's go ahead and paste in that URL and select to extract recipe. That looks more accurate. Yeah, we got the chicken breast, we got the minced garlic, we got paprika, turmeric. We have the instructions down below. I'm just gonna open up a blank Google Doc here, and I'm gonna come back over and click copy ingredients, and then I'm gonna paste them in. Okay, so that works. I'm going to come back over and copy the instructions. That works too. Sweet. So if we now do a side-by-side comparison of what it captured and I pasted in the doc and compare it to the actual recipe website on the right, you'll see that it has successfully captured all of the elements that are needed to make this particular dish. Okay, let's try another recipe here. This is going to be for chicken pad thai. And we're going to go ahead and open that up and start. And you'll see the ads pop up immediately on the right-hand side, the footer. why I'm going to love this recipe. Oh, I got a pop-up here where I have to close in order to continue. And again, all I want is the ingredient list and the instructions to make this dish. And you see how far I have to scroll down on the page just to get to that part. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this URL over into my new app and paste it in and click extract recipe and see if this one works. Yep, we got 14 ounces of pad thai rice noodles, neutral oil, boneless, skinless chicken. So I'm going to go ahead and paste the ingredients in here. And then I'm going to paste the instructions. And that all looks accurate. And again, if we do a side-by-side comparison, it looks like everything is accurate for the ingredient list. And then the instructions as well. So 2 out of 2 recipes so far have extracted successfully. So now what I want to do is make a few edits to the app. And I'm going to say I want the boxes for the ingredients and instructions to size dynamically based on the amount of data it brings back. Because as you can see right now, they're kind of small and you have to scroll. So it's going to go ahead and rewrite the code needed to implement that feature. And we'll see that the app has come back again. So I'm going to go ahead and redo my butter chicken recipe URL here. And look at that. The box is size specific to the amount of data coming back. That's exactly what I was looking for. So one of the other things I want to do is I want to actually have the ingredient list feature bullets for each of the ingredients instead of just being a bunch of text like it is now. So I'm going to go ahead and ask to have a bullet in front of each ingredient in the list. Okay, we'll put our link back in again, extract the recipe. And look at that, we have bullets now on the ingredient list. So I'm going to go ahead and click copy ingredients, clear this out of here and paste it in. Oh, it didn't carry the bullets over. So I want to have it carry the bullets over so when I paste it into my word processing application, the bullets are there as part of the ingredient list. So I'm just going to tell it that. I want those bullets to carry over. Okay, let's give this another try. Copy ingredients over. Clear this out of here, and then there we go. Bullets copied over. One of the other cool features is you can use a select tool and come over to a particular element on the app and click it and then ask for modifications. So I'm going to ask for the color scheme of this button to be orange instead of what it is now, with a hover effect as well. So now what it's going to do is it's going to just make modifications to that particular element and then refresh the app. Okay, so we'll come in and put our URL in again, extract recipe, and look at that nice orange colored button. Just the way I wanted it. Now I want to do the same thing for the copy instructions button as well. So I'm just going to select that one and essentially tell it to be exactly the same as the copy ingredients button. Check that now. And there we go. Both our buttons now are orange colored and they have hover effects. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and check out a different recipe here. Super moist banana bread. You can see there's a little jump to recipe link there, but we got a nice high-res picture of the banana bread. This is the best moist banana bread with an annoying pop-up and a commercial, and commercials on the right. It's just like, folks, we just want the recipe. We don't care about all this advertisement that you're probably getting paid for, which I truly respect and appreciate, but it is annoying when you're trying to just make a banana bread. So as you can see, I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and I finally got to the actual recipe. And then there's ads embedded within the recipe itself. Like, it's not all just flowing like a nice recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this URL, and I'm going to copy it into our recipe extractor app here, paste it in, and just say extract recipe. Boom, there we go. We have our ingredient list and our instructions to make this banana bread. Okay, so now I want to try some chocolate chip cookies. So we're going to go ahead and just check out this website here. We have a nice picture of some chocolate chip cookies. I can see the ads starting to load all over the place. Same format on all of these sites, basically, if you've been to any of them. And again, I appreciate the artistry of setting these pages up the way they are with all the high definition images. But a lot of these sites are actual apps or services that are trying to get you to sign up. And all I'm looking for is how to make this delicious batch of chocolate chip cookies. And again, I just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Is this what they mean by doom scrolling, by the way? And then I finally get to the recipe. So I'm just going to take this URL again, and I'm going to bring it over to my recipe extractor app and just get the recipe. There we go. Time to start making cookies. And last but not least, perhaps my favorite thing to cook is filet mignon in a cast iron skillet. So here we are at the website. Beautiful picture. Oh, I'm so hungry right now. Nice medium rare, closer to rare is how I like these done. But look, I got shading of the screen happening, ads again all over the place. And look, when I click jump to recipe, it's literally just crazy scrolling. So we know the drill now. I'm going to just take this URL and put it into my new recipe extractor app and immediately get the ingredients and instructions I need to make this. There we go. Time to start cooking. Now, I recently did an overview video of Firebase Studio. You can find it by clicking on the link in the top corner of this video. But one of the things that I made note of in that video and that I'm going to mention here is that from a UI UX perspective, this is by no means as good as things like Bolt or Lovable or even Cursor for that matter. This is very rudimentary, and I'm guessing it's because this is still in beta stage and that they will work to improve these types of things over time. But as you could see fairly quickly, I was able to give it a specific prompt, and I was able to get a functioning application up and running within a couple of minutes, and it does exactly what I needed to do. It was easy to come in and iterate on it and ask it to do additional modifications, and it did those seamlessly with no issues or errors. So try it out, and right now it is actually free. So check it out. If you found this content useful, please click like and subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.
This is Rossi Bites.